How much do you charge? I mean, I want to know how much you charge and if you're available. That's all I want to know. Just email me back. Tell me if you are and how much you are. That's all I want. Hi, it's Bill. This is Creative License, and thanks again for being a part of today's little dog and pony show. How many emails have you gotten like that? And how many times when you've responded have they said, yeah, no, just tell me how much, because I don't want to waste your time. How do you handle that? And what will you do? And do you have any rules around that? Do you have any boundaries around that? It's an interesting thing. I know a lot of DJs just hate it when somebody reaches out and does that to them. And then if they don't like it, or rather if they're okay with it, they'll respond back and explain, well, this is really important and we should really talk first. And then the customer's back again with, yeah, no, just tell me how much, because it seems like a waste of my time if I can't know what you are and what you charge before I go forward. And that's annoying, really, because the customer really doesn't know what you have, who you are, what you actually provide. Because if he or she thinks that DJ is the same exact thing, no matter where they go, then of course all they'd want to do is walk through the supermarket, turn around the can of DJ and look at the price on every one of them and just pick the one that seems reasonable with a wrapper that doesn't offend them and a logo that's kind of cool so they can go, see this? And I got it for that. I get why they would think that if in fact they think that we're all the same thing, but we're not. So they're not doing themselves a service by just asking for a price, but that is the way they're going to do things. Not everybody, but some people, that's all they want. So to be upset about it seems a little weird and counterintuitive. I mean, I know you wish you could help them. I know you wish you could be in front of them. Now, I'll give you an example. You know, I do a workshop, right? The Entertainment Experience Workshop I do a couple of times a year. This year I'm going to do it 3 times, twice in Minneapolis and once in London, England. And I had someone reach out kind of through another person about the workshop, and all they wanted to do was to find out how much. And they made a big deal about the fact that all they want to know is how much, and they don't want to waste their time talking to me or somebody else about the product before they find out how much it is. A person who's never taken the workshop, doesn't really know anything about the workshop, doesn't know if it's even right for them. And it, at first, caught me the way it catches everybody when they do that with us. Which is like, come on, give me a break, man. Not being sneaky here, but if you don't know what it is, I can't just throw out a number and have you guess what it is, and then you decide whether what you think it is worth the money. That doesn't seem fair to you or to me. And at first it kind of got under my skin, but then I remembered that some people, that's all they want. And some people, that's all they know. And until they know any different, they are right. In other words, all workshops are the same. I just need to know the price. Tell me the price. If it looks like it falls within the amount of money I want to spend or the amount of money that people charge, then I'll consider it. Well, okay. I completely get that. Because if you've never been to one, or if you've been to 2 and they were kind of the same, then you know what they are. That person is correct in thinking that this is how this is, and this is how this is going to go. In fact, they may have had a conversation with somebody else, like your customer talking to another DJ, and they got him on the phone, and they did it twice, and they went, well, this is just a sales tactic. I get that. If that's what has happened the last 2 or 3 times that you've looked into something like that, then you're absolutely correct, because that's your experience of it. It's just a sales tactic, and you want to avoid that. You just want to know the price. You see, if you start looking at it from the perspective of the person who's buying, instead of the perspective of the person who's trying to get them to buy, you or me, then you start to understand the person instead of be offended by somebody that is not offending you. They're just not. This is the way they know how to do it and the way they want to go about it. And that's okay. And once I get there, it's easier for me to say, well, I understand if that's the way you work it. I've got my system. You've got yours. I guess we're at an impasse. Really nice to meet you. And if you ever want to talk, just give me a ring. We'll talk. But I'm not hurt. I'm not upset. And because I know I'm not trying to get away with anything. Right? Now, if you're using it as a tactic, you're going to be found out pretty quickly. But if you're not, that's because you understand the boundaries of this is what I do because this is what matters. This is how it works for me and how it'll work best for the customer. That's where I am. How about you? Write your contacts, write your comments down below. It's a little cold out. Tough to talk when my lips are freezing. Tell me what you think. Otherwise, I'll see you next week on Creative License.